Professor Aliyu Babatunde Fafunwa of blessed memory might have propounded the theory or supported the theory that mother tongue be used to teach our children in schools and make it the language of the schools. But it was not necessarily right. Let us look at it critically. In the first instance, how do you translate the technical terms of mathematics, science, and technology into mother tongue? Who has done it? Which teachers are prepared for it? Which textbooks are available on it? These are practical issues to be looked into because it is claimed that that is what is done in China, Japan, India, and some other Asian countries that have broken through technologically, scientifically, and technologically. But I insist that we must know exactly what they do and how they do it rather than assumption. Because there's no Asian country you go to that you can't find your way with English. Yes, if you don't speak any other language but English, you can go through in many Japan towns and villages because they learn it all at school. India, the same thing. You go to India, you go to Japan, you go to China, North and South Korea, you meet people speaking English. That's the truth of the matter. How did they learn it? And the issue is that the children will now speak mother tongue at home and in town. And when they get to school, they also speak mother tongue. When will they learn the lingua franca that makes them to be world citizens? So the mother tongue, of course, is natural to us, should be natural to us, and should be the basis of further knowledge. There's no doubt about that. But the question is for children to speak their mother tongue at home and in town. Come to school, speak the mother tongue throughout. When will they learn the lingua franca that will make them to be world citizens, be able to go to many countries without fear of problem of communication? So we should not be emotional about anything or rely on rhetoric of authority. It is right because of the person who said it. No, it must be right in itself. That is the issue. I'm wondering. So let the mother tongue be spoken at home and in town. That's the appeal we can make to parents to ensure that they speak the mother tongue to their children at home. They will learn through speaking it and be corrected. It is the same when they go to school, they speak English and make mistake and correct it. By listening to others speaking it, they learn to speak it. And if they make mistake in the speaking of it, their mates or teachers, we correct them. And as a matter of fact, that is how we did it. We used to do it. And all these academic people always trying to propound their own theory so that they can be the propounder of the theory. I don't understand, because we have, that was how I went through it, and I don't see what the problem is. You see it? So even when I went to Europe and I came back, I almost didn't know how to speak Yoruba again. I started listening to Yoruba programs on radio. I bought Yoruba traditional songs. This was how I regained back my mother tongue. So easy, because it's the language of the town. So if you now make English the mother tongue the language of the school, when will these children learn the international language for communication? If you speak English, I don't know any European country, east or west, that you will go to that you will not find your way with English. Not to talk of America, North and South America, Latin America, Canada, Australia, and the rest of them. So don't let us get emotional about it. I want to credit the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I credit the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu for making English the spoken language in our schools, for teaching and instructing the children. After all, there are also classes for mother tongues. Yes, mother tongue is taught in our schools. So what is the issue? For opportunity to speak the mother tongue is abundant. It's more abundant, the opportunity to speak the lingua franca, English. So let us make it the language of the school. So if some parents, because some parents don't like to speak mother tongue to their children, but English, and to some extent they are justified, because even outside the home they will encounter the mother tongue. So, and if they want to be sure, I don't see anything too bad in saying that parents should not help their children to master the lingua franca, because that's their fear. Otherwise, mother tongue is more spoken in town than the lingua franca. And even when English is spoken in town, they keep learning either way. So for balance, I think that the government is right to say, make English the language of instruction in our schools, from primary to tertiary levels, but not excluding teaching of mother tongue in our schools. And of course, you cannot be using English as medium of instructing the mother tongue. I hope that is not what the government is saying. But emphasis on the lingua franca is not out of place. It's just to appeal to parents and the owners of the mother tongue, not to joke with it. Providentially, the mass media is there, the radio, television, social media. You meet videos and things like that in mother tongue. So there should be no problem. But for a graduate, university graduate, not to be able to speak simple and correct English, because you want to emphasize mother tongue that may not go beyond the borders of your ethnic group. It's like those who want to make Hausa their own lingua franca. I say sorry for you. Some French countries, 1 or 2 French countries. I say no, you have gained, so you have achieved so much with learning French. you have become international communities. You have generated a lot of literature from speaking French. Fantastic books. Have been a lot of researches. So it's a language. There is no need discriminating against language. Language is a creation of God. It's not human creation. It's not like you want to you have dumped your mother religion to embrace foreign religions. Now you want to compensate with speaking your mother tongue. That's not what China, Japan, and India did. Yes, it's not just their language that brought them advancement. They didn't allow foreign religions to turn their life upside down. They develop from their culture, not from disorientation with foreign religions. Like Nigerians now, many African countries now idolize Christianity and Islam, turning their life upside down. No, they didn't allow that. They continue to maintain the philosophy and moral culture of their people, not the moral culture of extorting people in church and mosque and society in the name of religion, declaring subsidies gone on the essential basic necessities of life only to be subsidizing Hajj and pilgrimages for privileged Christians and Muslims, rubbish things like that. The level of dehumanization that came with Christianity and Islam, dividing the people along two major parallel lines, and even dividing the peoples along denominational lines, the near innumerable Christian and Muslim denominations. The people are so there's no unity, there can be no development. But as far as language is concerned, it's not the only thing that led to the advancement of China, Japan, and India. No, they are culturally solid. They don't allow Christian and Islamic missionaries to mess up their life. That is very important too. We sacrifice human life for Islam or Christianity. Impoverish the people and enrich church and mosque. That's not what they do. That's not what they do. It's not just use of their language. What do you mean? There's no Asian country you go without finding your way with English. So let us not be emotional about it. That's the point. We cannot wish away our lingua franca, our mother tongue, and our lingua franca that make us to be international citizens. Even within Nigeria, they are talking of about 250, some say 250, some say 400, or some say 500, 600 local languages within Nigeria. Okay, let us not exaggerate and say, okay, 200. What if we say 100 languages? So in order to, I don't know if there will be any village in Nigeria where you cannot find your way with English. Far from it with Hausa language. Yes, outside of, even within northern Nigeria, you may find one or two persons who speak Hausa quite all right, but not that you can, not as easily as you will find somebody who speak English, because it's the lingua franca of Nigeria, and we must be proficient and efficient in it. And to be that, you cannot just restrict it to, I don't know where you even put it now, when the children have to speak mother tongue at home, in town, and in school, and not the lingua franca. So to be balanced, let it be mother tongue at home and in town. When you get to school, speak English. That's how to learn and master it.